This Matlab program calculates and graphs the physical, emotional, and intellectual biorhythms of the user. Here is the biorhythm function. This function has the outputs of physical, emotional, and intellectual, and it has the inputs of the year, the month, and the day, and a yes or no. Biorhythm is the name of the function. The function finds the percentages of your physical, emotional, and intellectual levels of the present date using the birth date of the user. Biorhythms are a calculation of the person's physical state, emotional state, and intellectual state. This equation gives the amount in percentage, beginning with the physical, and then emotional, and finally intellectual. The Y input is the person's year that they were born. The M input is the month that the person was born in number, and the D is the day that the person was born. The X input would be 1 for yes or 2 for no. The Y, M, and D go into the date num function, which finds the amount of days from the theoretical first day of January 00000 to the date entered in the equation, the birth date of the person. The fix now function finds the amount of days from the theoretical date to the present day. T2 is then the number of days since the birth date of the person, because it is the subtraction of the amount of days from the theoretical first day to the birth day minus the fix now, minus all the days. The T2 is then put into the three equations that are said to give the physical, emotional, and intellectual levels of a person, and they are multiplied by 100 to give the percentages. Here you see if the person puts 1 for yes for X, a paragraph is displayed which explains what biorhythms are based on and how they influence the lives and how long the period of each cycle is and when it begins, which is at birth. If the person puts X equals 2, which is no, then the display is no explanation. Here's the equation in action. The person would type BRM, which is the name of the equation of the function. They would type in what year they're born. I was born in 1989. The month they were born, 8 for August, and the day they were born, 18. Then they're asked if they would like an explanation. So I'll put 1 for yes. Enter. Here it has the percentage of the physical level, which is almost 52%, the emotional level, which is about 90%, and the intellectual level, which is almost 76%. And because the person put in yes for X, they get this small paragraph. Biorhythms are based on the notion that the three sinusoidal cycles influence our lives. The physical cycle has a period of 23 days, the emotional cycle has a period of 28 days, and the intellectual cycle has a period of 33 days. For any individual, the cycles are initialized at birth. Now here is the script that plots the biorhythms. You enter the same things that you were to enter into the equation, which is your date of birth, Y for the year, M for the month, and D for the day. And then it does the same calculations to calculate how many days old a person is, the date num, the fix now, and then the fix now minus the date num. And then you see here the values for the x-axis are from T2, so how many days old a person is, to T2 plus 28, to how old a person is plus 28, 8 days, so it is about a month. The equation for the y-axis on the plot is the physical, emotional, and intellectual. All three of them get plotted. And here is the plot which plots T, which is time, and the physical, T and the emotional, T and the intellectual. The X label is the number of the day. The Y label is a percentage. The title is Biorhythm Graph. The legend has your physical, emotional, and intellectual, and your axes start at how many days old you are and 28 days more. And your y-axis is from negative 100% to positive 100%. Here is the script in action. You would type BRM underscore plot, press enter. You type in what year you're born, what month, and what day. And here is the plot. It says it has the title Biorhythm Graph, the day number, the percentage, and the legend. As you can see here, the physical is about 50%, the intellectual is below 80%, and the emotional is about 90%. And this would be for today, and it goes on 5-day periods, and it goes up to 28 days more. And that is the biorhythm program. Thank you very much.